everyone. Thank you for watching Really Dicey. Today I'm here with Jen and Harry, and we're going to talk about Helm Greycastle.
So I'm Henry Barajas. I'm the co-creator of Helm Greycastle. It is a story about what if Mordor had a south side, and these people were, very brilliant and believed in magic, had like very intricate clothing and culture and art and architecture. And when we talk about Mesoamerican history, we really focus on the death, the sacrificing, the blood, heart carvings, and the temples, and kind of really look at the brutal, savage aspect, and less on, the fact that we use the Mayan calendar to this day, and that's a significant contribution to our everyday life. And tacos, like they created tortillas. I mean, without them, I would be hungry. So Helm Greycastle is about like what if there was these nomad characters, and they were without a home, and they're sent into this mission to save the last dragon prince. And while they're in this unknown world, which is still true about a lot of the temples and art, places and artifacts, we're constantly finding more things about Mesoamerican history to this day. They find themselves in a place where, do they stay and help overthrow this dictatorship that's kind of stripped away the belief of gods? Now these people can prove that they were the ones that saved these people from extinction. So now there's this like demigod kind of mentality, class warfare. So, and one of the beautiful things, or one of the things you find out about when you're reading about Mesoamerican history, is some of the outlining tribes from the Aztecs, they worked with the Spanish to try to overthrow them. So like now there's these like people that have to deal with being traitors. So everybody's kind of under the rule of Montezuma the Third. And what I like about this project is it's a what if. So I can pick and choose what I want from the history, because this is a departure of like a lot of what actually happened. But it all stems from a love of Lord of the Rings and Tolkien, and being so obsessed with that world, and then realizing as a 30-year-old man there was no Mexicans in Lord of the Rings. And how can we include more brown people, more Latinx and Afro Latinx people and culture into a fantasy that really drains and mines and appropriates from people of color.
So let's go back and talk a little bit more about the Kickstarter. What exactly is available now for people that want to back it, and what extras do you have available?
Well, one of my favorite tiers is to play the game with people like me and Jen and Tristan. That's a cool, I think.
Or
I was
sorry, we think it's going to be fun. They might have a terrible time, but
I was on Jen's show, a big Dun Jen show, and we I had made some new friends, played a new kind of system, and had such a great time. And I want to recreate that. There we go, Mothership.
sorry, just had it right next.
No, I want to shout out Mothership because it's a great system, and I really want to play it again and keep playing it and make it a thing. But that is an available thing. We also have the original art by Matt Emmons, Baby Matt. Shout out to Baby Matt in Boston. That's his first variant cover. I hear he's doing bigger things with bigger publishers, so this is probably a good way to get some original cheap art from somebody.
Get in on the
It's
ground.
not cheap. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's $350, but my friend Cheyenne is hand crafting dice bags. Really, really happy that we got 30 bags from them. And we also have yesterday's company making custom Aztec gold colored
Yeah.
metal dice.
Okay.
Not real gold.
Now, the book itself, is it going to be a trade paperback? Is it going to be a collection, a bunch of
It's a single issue.
single issue?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be story plus game.
Oh, okay. So when you talk about the gaming aspect of it, are you using like a variation of D&D 5e rules? What are you using exactly?
It's going to be a
Jen, do you want
legally appropriate Kickstartable version of 5e. And Tristan is writing this one shot that's gorgeous, and I'm excited to get more stuff to draw. But yeah, it's got like some fantastic caves, ice axolotls, like all sorts of a fun combination of some of the conquistador weapons and armory, as well as Aztec items as well. So I believe that it's all it's sort of like you can play a regular character that you already have as in D&D, and like you're going to be helping the
Yeah,
Aztec.
we're suggesting level 1 to 3.
Mhm.
My goal is, and I think I don't know if we've talked about this, Jen, but I want to make a
Here.
map.
Oh yeah, we did, but keep going.
Yeah, so the idea is you have to tear the pages out of the comic and use the inside front and back cover as a map so you can put your miniatures down.
Okay, where did the idea for this come from? What made you decide to pursue this project?
Well, one of the people that has really pitched fantasy to me was Jen Vaughn, who's we were at a con, and Jen had all this like cool table with dice and promoting uh, um, D20 Dames. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah. So she told me about D&D, and I was like, I don't know what this is. This is foreign to me, because I don't know about you, Manny, but growing up in Southside Tucson, Mexicans were not playing D&D. We were playing, you know, Tupac and Bone Thugs and Harmony. We weren't. So I started to learn more, and being in LA, a lot of my friends are all like into D&D, and I was feeling a little left out. And then some friends let me play, and I realized, oh, so this is how like Jim Zub like makes a comic book. Like this is how these white guys like make their comics. They like create characters by rolling some dice, and I want to try this. And
So wait,
I
is that how
wanted,
you created the characters? Sorry.
yeah,
That's amazing.
Helm is my first D&D character.
Hmm.
So what I want to do with Helm is like, I want this to be accessible to everybody. I want everyone to be like, oh, this is cool. This isn't about, you know, this isn't about something that I can grasp. I can understand dragons and magic, but I can't understand culture war or like challenging my relationship with fantasy. So it's like a dog treat with some medicine in it, and I'm giving it to the public. That's
Oh,
my like vision for this. But Jen is involved because one of the catalysts that's helped me get into D&D, listening to her podcast, and just seeing how much fun people are having. And I was working with Jeffrey Golden and Amanda Meadows, and they're amazing, publishers, writers, editors. And they told me to reach out to Tristan Tarwater because I loved Rolled and Told, the Oni Press book. And I wanted to do something like that for Top Cow. And I decided to kind of put this into Helm Greycastle, and there's going to be an RPG element that is some 5e, I guess, compatible, written by Tristan and art by Jen Vaughn. And this is my excuse, actually. Helm Greycastle is just an excuse to work with Jen.
I'm so glad like you got to Tristan through D&D as well, because Tristan's a fantastic source, Tristan Tarwater, in writing, and also sort of spearheading a movement in decolonizing D&D, or trying out other systems instead of this one that picks and chooses, and also has predominantly white male designers.
Right. Yeah, that's important to me, and not only just D&D, but also in comics. We have Brian Valenza, the colorist, who wrangled Ramat Handoko, who's the artist. They're both in Jakarta. We have Gabrielle Downey, who's the letterer, who worked on Stephen Sage's Harleen book and the new Beast Boy that just hit the New York Times bestseller. Another Latina comic book creator that wants to help make this industry more rounded and more give people a chance and make comics on a larger scale. So Kickstarter, this Kickstarter in particular is my most successful Kickstarter. There's 400 plus backers. This is the most I've ever raised personally outside of my day job, and I'm really honored and very humbled by the response, and by how people like yourself are backing this and supporting us.
I'm keen on this project. It sounds really, really incredible. For those that want to know more information about it, where can they go?
And they can go to Kickstarter um, and type in Helm Greycastle, type in my name, Henry Barajas. They will also see La Voz de Mayo. That was 3 previous campaigns that I had launched. That book is currently in stores and also available as a perk. You can buy an extra copy and I'll sign it. That's a graphic novel. So we also have multiple covers, one by my favorite cartoonist of all time, David Lapham. We are, I'm just so grateful, and I'm hoping that we can do, more issues and get and tell this big story I have planned. And please, Jen, plug any project or things you're working on right now.
Well, I also wanted to say that it's an honor to work with you, Henry. I have a list in my planner of the people I won't say no to, and it's a very short list. It's 8 to 9 people. And Henry, you are on it, and Tristan. So the fact that
great,
these 2 people want to work on something, I was like, yes, automatically. Don't care what. Don't even need to know. So thank you again for letting me come along and have some fun with you as usual. And yeah, I guess if you want a D20 Dames, it's a all family friendly D&D podcast that Henry mentioned, and it is predominantly actually women of color, except for myself. So you can listen anywhere with anyone. But again, thank you, Henry, and thank you, Manny, for having us on.
Yeah,
again.
Thanks, Manny.
No problem, no problem. And to our viewers out there, please be safe. I'll put the links in the description below. And everyone, have a great day. Be careful out there.